Word. Perfect. All right. Can everybody see my slides? Good. Perfect. I actually need to go back a slide. Okay. So welcome everybody, and I'm actually going to see if I can minimize something really quick. Perfect. All right, so I just wanted to kind of welcome everybody and thank you, for taking the time to get on the call. I know for some people that in Eastern time zone it's 9 o'clock, but I know that we also have people that's calling in from Canada right now and really all over the States, and this is probably right in the middle of your dinner. So thank you for taking the time to get onto this webinar and just kind of hear a little more about my team, Beachbody Coaching, a little bit about myself, and kind of what we have to offer you. So my first slide is of the team, and of course we have a very large team. This is just going to be a little bit of our team here, but the very center picture is from our for Saturday, which is a quarterly event that we get to do, where all the local Beachbody coaches get together. We're able to do workouts. We do a little bit of training, a little bit of information about what's new going on in the company. And then actually this last time that they did a Super Saturday, Chris and I was on the spouses panel where people were able to ask us questions and how we work this business together. So, and then the pictures down the bottom was actually from Coach Summit. And I want you guys to kind of take a notice that our team is a mixture of everybody. There's not any one certain mold for Beachbody. We are a mixture of men, women, every age, every size, every gender, every race. There's not one mold on our team. And so that's one thing that I think is very unique about us that you may not often see with other Beachbody teams, is that a lot of times it's pretty much female dominated. Now in our team, there's a nice little mixture of men and women, which is really great for men that want to get involved into coaching, of course, but also women who get involved in coaching and their spouses want to do it with them. They don't feel like they're secluded or this is only a girl thing. And so I think that's a huge advantage on our team. And we're actually joined under an upline team where the #1 coach was Josh Spencer, who is a male coach, and he was #1 in 2010. So he is one of our close mentors and one of the coaches that also helps us with our training. All right. So, yeah, it's recording. Okay, so a little bit about myself. My name is Danielle Lickteig. I am the leader of Team On My Town. So either I have invited you to this call or somebody on my team may have invited you to this call. But just to kind of give you an idea of who I am, but I am a 3-star diamond coach. I last year was a 2015 Premier Coach, and our team is on a 2015 Elite Top 100 team. We are one of the newest and fastest growing teams in the network. I have actually only been coaching for about 18 months. So to have this kind of status for our team to be considered a premier team is something that's really rare, and it doesn't often happen with teams this early on. But I am really very passionate about this. And I'll tell you a little more about my story here shortly, but I started coaching knowing absolutely nothing at all. I didn't even know what Beachbody was. All I was is just very passionate about wanting to help others, better myself, and also with helping my family achieve this healthy lifestyle. So I was somebody very passionate, and I found out I just had this gift, and this gift was coaching, and I love it. All right, so a little bit more about me. I'm obviously a wife to my husband, Chris, who's sitting here right beside me. Chris is a coach himself too, and Chris is also a teacher. He is a 7th grade history teacher, and he's been teaching for
13 years.
13 years now. So we both do this business together, and that is something that's kind of rare. Not often will couples do the business together, so don't feel like, if you join as a coach, you got to get your spouse coaching too, because that's something that doesn't often occur. But if it does, it's nice to join under our team because we're a couple that works this business together. I'm a mother to a 3-year-old named Reese, and I'm currently expecting #2. So I am currently pregnant, and we're due in August. So we're really excited about that. And if you guys see my little picture posted up there the little girl holding the ultrasound. We actually just announced this last week on social media. So this was really something exciting for us. We've been trying for a year and a half, actually the entire time I'd been a coach. And, it didn't happen for us. And so we're very blessed and very thankful that we're now expecting. So I started this as a full-time registered dental hygienist turned entrepreneur. And the crazy thing is that when I began this, a lot of times people begin something with, a second job or with anticipation of quitting their job. And that was not me. That was not my anticipation. I actually love my job. I love being a hygienist. I love my office. I feel very blessed to work with some really amazing people. My goal when I started with this was just to earn a little extra income to help us pay for vacations. And what it's turned into is me only working 1 or 2 days a week. So it's just really been crazy that that's happened because that wasn't my goal. That's just what the progression was as I got going with this. So like I mentioned earlier, I started Beachbody being totally clueless. I knew nothing about it. All I knew is, somebody would say, have you heard of P90X? Well, yeah, I think, Chris did P90X like 5 years ago or however long it was. And that's really about all I knew. So, anytime somebody tells me that I know nothing about Beachbody, I'm always like, okay, that's me. I knew nothing about it either. But what happened with me is that I sat and I watched my coach, Brooke, who is also a registered dental hygienist like me, for about 6 months on social media. And I seen her posting about her fitness groups and about her programs that she was doing. And then she would post about going on trips, and she would post about paying off her credit card debt. And I was like, what is she doing? What is this? And so finally one day she did a post that she was going to start training people to do what she did. So that led me into reaching out to her after sitting and watching her forever and being like, okay, what is this about? And that's kind of where I began my whole journey with Beachbody. So I began by starting with my first program, which was the 21-day fix. And when I joined, I was, when I got the 21-day fix, I only got it because I didn't know anything about the programs. I just heard a lot of people talking about it, and I thought, okay, that's the popular thing, I'll get it. And I got it, and I looked at it, and I thought, man, I just wasted my money. And my thinking was it was about clean eating. And I thought, you know what, I know everything about clean eating. At least I thought I did. And so, I told my husband, I'm going to do it for 21 days and, see what happens. And I'll share my journey as I do it. And so that's what I did. And I learned so much from this program. I was being so hard-headed, and when I first got the program, thinking that I knew it all, and I really didn't know it all because it taught me so much. And so that's what helped me to become really passionate about this program, because I felt like it literally changed mine and my family's life and our understanding of food and of portions and what our diet was really supposed to look like each day. So that began kind of my passion of clean eating, and then of course challenge groups. When I first got started with this, I had never done a challenge group, and so I entered into a challenge group when I was doing this challenge, when I was doing the 21-day fix, and I was so motivated by everybody's posts. And it wasn't just the coach that was motivating, but it was the other challengers and them sharing about their obstacles and what they were going through and how they felt that day. So once I got into that environment, I was like, no going back. I wanted to be a part of this. There was no doubt in my mind that coaching was for me. I love the community. I love what the company stood for, and I felt like I could stand behind it. So like I mentioned earlier, my success occurred. I've been a coach for 18 months, and I've cut my hours once I hit that 12-month point, which was this past summer. This just doesn't happen overnight. And of course it does take, work and being determined, being disciplined, but most importantly, it takes being coachable. And that's one thing that I am. I didn't know anything going into this, but I was very coachable. So I was very attracted to my coach saying, you know what, I'm going to train you for 30 days to do what I'm doing. And so when she told me that, I felt more relaxed, more comfortable, and I was ready. And I'm a big thinker. I've learned how to kind of think outside that box. And so that's really helped me kind of push through my success and really get the big picture about coaching and what the opportunity has to offer. And like I mentioned, I have no network marketing or social media experience. This is the first thing that I have ever done whenever it comes to multi-level marketing or network marketing or, selling anything. I've never sold anything before. I've never done jewelry, candles, face creams. For me, it just wasn't for me, but this is something that I'm passionate about, I stand behind, and I like what the company has to offer. So that's a little bit about me and how my story got started. Let me get a drink really quick. All right, so let's kind of dig into what is Beachbody. So Beachbody's mission is to help people achieve healthy and fulfilling lives. That is what we do as coaches. And that's basically our objective, is that we try to help people along through their health and fitness journeys. So this company was founded in 1998 by John Congdon and Carl Deichler. And basically what they first got started with is something called Beachbody. And you guys are going to hear this once you join the team more frequently, is that there's two different things. There's Beachbody, which is the infomercials. So anytime you guys see infomercials, because we're all over the TV all the time, the fitness programs, that's actually considered Beachbody. What we are is the network, and the network is called Team Beachbody. So how we came about is when they first got started, they had these message boards. And so on these message boards, people who were doing things like P90X would go in there and they would talk about the program, and they would talk about their challenges, and they would offer each other advice, or they would tell them what was working for them. And so if some of them were doing a certain diet or into clean eating, they would share that on these message boards, and they would be sharing recipes and just helpful tips. And so what John and Carl kind of, noticed is that, by doing this, people were receiving better results and people were sticking with the programs. And so that's when they decided that they wanted to start Team Beachbody. And they wanted to start this network of what we now call coaches. And coaches is basically peer-on-peer support. It's not, these professionals or, somebody that is a nutritionist or an expert about it. It's just people that are wanting to help each other. And so, with coaching, basically it's like, I've done 21-day fix. It worked for me. And so I started to occur all these recipes, and I created this basically almost like a recipe book because I accumulated so many recipes. And so now I'm able to share those with people that are doing the program and help them. And so that's kind of what, that the network was providing, was that peer-on-peer support, saying, okay, I started clean eating. This is what worked for me. This might work for you. And so again, Beachbody is the infomercial, and Team Beachbody is the network. So Beachbody is the #1 in home fitness programs. Just to name a few of the more popular ones, there's P90X, Insanity, Body Beast, Turbo Fire, Hip Hop Abs, PYO, 21-Day Fix, Hammer and Chisel, and they're also the creators of Shakeology. And so I think it's really interesting. My husband and I always kind of talk about this. Is when I first started Beachbody, I thought Shakeology was some kind of protein drink that, kind of like some of the crap, no offense, but crappy stuff that he used to drink at GNC that I absolutely couldn't stand because the ingredients in it were horrible. So when I first started this company, I was super hesitant with Shakeology because I didn't understand it. I did a ton of research before we bought into doing Shakeology. And what I learned is that Shakeology is actually a very clean, whole food shake that does not have any of the fillers and chemicals and things that you often find in some of those cheaper products out there. And it's not a protein drink. It's actually a nutritional supplement. So it felt like for me it was something that I could stand behind because I'm somebody that poses an almost all organic diet. And so that was really important to me. And now we come to the point that, this supplement is something we use, not just my husband and I, but we also give it to our 3-year-old. So they are the creators of Shakeology. I think several of you have probably already tried the product yourself. But we also have fitness programs for all fitness levels. And then, like I said, they created the network of coaches about 5 years ago. We now have the fitness, nutrition, and support equals success. And so that's kind of our motto. You're not going to find that with a lot of other fitness companies out there, because a lot of the other companies, they either offer you fitness and nothing else, or they offer you a nutritional aspect but nothing else. And then some of them may offer you fitness and nutrition, but nothing else. So it's very rare that you're going to see having fitness, nutrition, and support. This is something that sets Beachbody apart. It really makes them something awesome to be a part of. Beachbody is a MLM, or a network marketing, which means that you do earn through direct team sales. And one thing that we're going to go into is talking about pyramids. So when I first got started with this, the first thing I asked my coach is, okay, is this some kind of pyramid thing? And I didn't really fully understand what a pyramid was, but I was just like, okay, you sign up people and you sign up people and you sign up people. Well, how does that work? So anymore, I often ask people, that ask me, what is a pyramid? I ask them, well, what do you think a pyramid is? So what I've learned is, just like myself, many people don't understand what a pyramid actually is, or what a pyramid scheme is. And what a pyramid scheme is whenever there is no transaction of product or goods. It's all about signing up a bunch of people, and then those people sign up a bunch of people, and those people sign up a bunch of people, and everybody makes a lot of money. That is 100% not the case here, and that is illegal. So that's one point I really want to touch on. And with that, Beachbody is totally different, because we have a product, we have fitness programs, we have Shakeology, we have supplements, we have customers. Actually, when I first got started with Beachbody, all of my commission and earnings was from retail, from my customers. I didn't have a team when I first got started. So I had customers, and we have challenge groups. And so that's what, that is not what a pyramid is. And another thing is, I have this image here, and like I said, I am a registered dental hygienist. So I kind of use the dental office kind of as my business vision on the right side, and then Beachbody on the left side. So the interesting thing is, if you kind of look at the structure of a business structure or a dental office, you have the dentist at the top, the associate dentist, the dental hygienist, the office manager, the assistants. So the assistant's never going to make more than the hygienist, and the hygienist is never going to make more than the dentist, unless they go back to school or they work longer hours. So here's the big difference with Beachbody. On Beachbody, the person on top, they may geographically be on top, but it doesn't mean that they're the one earning the most money. It all has to do with your efforts. So even though, somebody may sign up underneath of me, if I slow down my pace or I stop working my business, but they keep going, or they start working their business even harder, and they have a very successful business, it will not benefit me unless I'm doing my part. So their income can actually surpass my income. And I've seen it happen multiple times, even in my own business. My earnings is a lot more than people that I'm signed up underneath of, because I actively work my business. I am an all-in business builder coach. And coaches above me that may not be that, I have quadrupled and surpassed their income by a lot, because they don't work their business. So in a pyramid, that's never going to occur. With a pyramid, the person on top is the person on the top. So with Beachbody, the person on the top, geographically, yes, they're on top, but the person underneath of them can rise above. All right, one more drink of water. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of talking. Okay, so what is a coach? Big misconception of a coach is that we know it all, or we got into this knowing it all. And that's one thing that I really want people to understand, is that when I got into this, I knew nothing about computers, social media. All I knew how to do was get on Facebook and post a picture of my family, and that was it. I didn't know anything else. But again, I mentioned to you guys, I'm coachable. So I learned. When it comes to social media and it comes to coaching, it's a learned process. So one thing we're not fitness experts. I'm a registered dental hygienist. My husband's a teacher. We have no fitness background at all. We just like to work out. We're not personal trainers. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm very passionate about clean eating. I've read books on it. I have learned a lot as I became a coach. But I am by no means a nutritionist or certified to be. We don't necessarily have to be at our goal body weight. Our coaches that join this start at every range. Many of our coaches are actually still currently on their journey, but they become a coach because it helps them with accountability, or they want to help other people get involved because they have seen what it's already done for them. So, a lot of times, when I started this journey and I started doing the programs, I got to my goal weight. And so people will look at my pictures and they'll think, oh, well, I have to look like Danielle to be a coach. That's not how I looked when I started. I show my transformation often on social media. And if you guys see it on my second slide, no, I was never, super unfit, but I was not at my goal weight. I didn't have a six pack. I didn't have nice quads. That's not where I started. So I think a lot of times people take their chapter 1 and they compare it to my chapter 20. So remember not to do that. We all start from the beginning. We're normal people. Coaches are just everyday people doing extraordinary things. I'm very normal. We just, spent the day cleaning the house, cooking dinner, watching a movie with our kiddo. She's now in bed right now. And now we're sitting here doing our webinar because we can do this on our own time. That's the perks of being a coach. We are, a lot of us still have day jobs and we still have careers. A lot of us are parents. So we're normal people. We have our flaws. We make mistakes. And we post about our mistakes. And so I often have people say, well, you know what? I'm not where I want to be at, and I'm not eating perfect, and I still mess up a lot. Great. Please post that because people relate to that. If you are perfect, think about how obnoxious that perfect person is on social media. I don't want to hear it. We want to lead by example, and we want to post about it, but we also want to say, you know what? We just went on vacation this past weekend and we didn't eat perfect and we didn't work out every day. And we had dessert one of the days, and we post about that openly and tell people because people relate to that. We're a person who we want to be healthy. So even though we have our flaws, we have our mistakes, we're not perfect, we still want more for ourselves. And that's what makes us different, is because we keep going. And even though we may fall off the wagon, we get right back on and we tell people, you know what, we had a bad day or we had a bad weekend, but you know what, we're going to keep going because we want to keep going. We're somebody who wants to succeed. So we want to see success in our health and fitness journey, but we also want to see success in our business. And we want to help people see success too. We are dedicated to helping others. We're very motivated and driven. We're a person who drinks Shakeology and does the workouts every day. So we're very much a product of our products. And we believe in them, we stand behind them, and we show people that they work. We lead by example. So when I say we lead by example, I mean, just sharing our journey, posting about our accountability, that we did our workout today, or that we meal prepped this Sunday and we're ready for all week. And so we're just leading by example and showing people that, hey, I'm doing it, you can do it too. All right, what does the Beachbody coach do? So this is the fun part that I'm the most excited about talking to you guys about, is we run online fitness and support groups, which is the funnest part of our job. And it's what I do every single month. And it's basically the foundation of what we do as coaches. And so I'm going to kind of go through here. What is a challenge group? Rachel, love her. She's probably on this call right now. She is in my current challenge, but she just posts these very encouraging, amazing posts with great facial expressions. And you know what? If you see that post in the group, you're going to laugh and you're going to want to get up and do your workout, because she just said, I thought I was dying, but then it was over and I made it. Yes. So, that's just showing other people, hey, I did it. I encourage you guys to do it too. And then Jack Jack is one of our challengers that actually just joined us as a coach too. And the funny thing is Jack just got hammer and chisel. He's very athletic. He's a wrestling coach, and he bought hammer and chisel, and he's doing the program. And, his post is basically, I started with 40 pounds. I called for my fiance to come in. She gave me a 10-pound weight because, it was too heavy for me. I'm embarrassed, but this is part of the journey. So that's what we do. We share with each other that, hey, we're struggling right now, but we're still going. It's a new journey for all of us challengers when we're doing this challenge group. Many of us often get our families involved. So both of these are challengers that actually are coaches. Lauren on the right actually just recently became a coach, and we love just getting our families involved. So our challenge groups are not just us, and it's not about weight loss for us. It's about being healthy, getting our families involved, and just wanting to be an example, not just for everybody in the challenge group, but for our families too. Another thing we do as coaches is that we, in the challenge groups, I do a daily post, and I usually post a lot of recipes. And one thing that's really nice about our team is that we have all the resources for you. I have every daily post for my challenge groups. I have all the recipes. You're not reinventing or recreating anything. Everything that I do in a challenge group is put together in a nice little document and handed down to you. So it's no reinventing the wheel. But this image kind of shows you on the left-hand side some of the posts that I do with recipes. And then not only are we posting recipes, but challengers are sharing recipes. And then they're also talking about food prep and what they're doing to food prep, and they're sharing with us kind of like the charts that they're using and what they found from Pinterest. And so basically we're just a support system for each other, helping each other. And that's why these challenge groups are so huge for us and for helping people get results. And that's what we do as coaches. We help people get results. That's our goal. Okay, so back to the same slide. Another thing that we do is free groups. So free groups are for, say, somebody, is like, I can't really afford to do a program right now, but I really, want your help, and I need your accountability. Those people are somebody that we always offer, hey, we're going to do a free group this month. It's usually short. It's usually about 5 to 7 days. It gives them a meal plan, recipes, and as a coach, this is also information that we are passing down to you. So usually with our team, we do a big team free challenge. So you find your challengers, you put them in the group, and I host and run the group. But you also have the option to take the resources yourself and open up your own free group. And all the information, again, is given to you. You're not creating a meal plan, or you're not trying to put together a grocery list. It's already done. That's what our team has to offer. We have all of these resources created in a nice little handy document to hand right over to you. As coaches, we obviously provide motivation. Like I said, we openly share health and fitness journey. And another thing that we have the option of doing is fit clubs, which is where you can get a group of people together. You just need to find the space, put in a workout DVD, and do a workout. And we call that a fit club. And then, of course, we lead by example. We rise by lifting others. So I often get asked, okay, how do I find people to join my groups? And how do I share versus sell? So these are a couple of my posts just to kind of give you guys an example of what I do to openly talk about what I'm doing as a coach. And so the upper left-hand side, I often talk a lot about family fitness. And I share openly what programs I'm doing, how we incorporate them into our families, how the programs are making me feel, my opinion, and I really just share what my thoughts are. And that ultimately ends up attracting a lot of people to what I'm doing. On the bottom, you also see another one where, again, I'm just sharing about Insanity Max 30, a program I love. I love Shanti, so motivating. And I'm just sharing that and telling people about that. And, often I'll get people comment or message me, hey, I seen you post about this, and I've been looking at that. Can you tell me more? And then on the right-hand side, something that I post about is my containers, and I show people how these containers are used because people are so confused about the containers. And so I wrote up this nice little thing about, this is how I use my containers. This is how it works. And then at the end, I might say, hey, I'm going to do a challenge group. If somebody's interested, let me know. So I often just openly share what I'm doing. I don't sell. I don't put these crappy kind of auto-generated ads already on here. I post what I am doing. So you guys won't see me post a lot about P90X because I don't do P90X. So I don't have a lot of people ask me about P90X. I don't do it. I don't share about it. Doesn't mean that I can't give somebody information about it, but I rarely get asked about it because that's not what I talk about openly on my social media. I talk about what I do. Okay, and another way is that usually once a month I do what's called a challenge group call out. And basically this is me openly asking people, hey, this is what I'm doing. During this time, it was right after the 4th of July. I felt bloated. I felt my energy was low. And I openly share that with people. Hey, I was not perfect during 4th of July. I'm not feeling that great. I want to get back on track. I'm getting ready to do a challenge group. Are you in? Who wants to do this with me? And so I usually do something like that about once a month. And then I also personally invite people to what I'm doing. Typically when I first got started with this, it was people close to me. So it was friends and family, just kind of sharing with them what I'm doing as a coach and if they wanted, to be a part of it. And then now I'm to the point where, I'm sharing this with total strangers and getting total strangers involved in this and people that are, across the country or in Canada and another country. So it's really kind of grown from there. All right, so one thing I wanted to kind of get into, and of course, coaching isn't all about the rewards, but the rewards are very nice, and so I want to talk about them. But Beachbody does reward us for our achievements. Doesn't mean that they give us free trips for just signing up to be a coach and doing nothing. No, they give us trips for earning the trips and really working our business and helping other people. So one of my first trips was to Vero Beach. This is a leadership retreat actually given by one of our upline coaches. He offers it every single year. He offers it to his entire downline. So that means if you guys join our team, this will be open for you too. But he sent us to Vero Beach to meet Autumn Calabrese. It was only 20 of us. We got to do a cocktail party with her that night for a couple hours. And then the next day she came back, she did a workout with us and she did a Q&A session with us and spent about 4 hours with us that day. So this was life-changing. To say that the person that changed my life and that helped so many people in my family was there and I got to sit there and talk to her was just awesome. So, and here in April, Josh again is giving us another retreat and we're going to New Orleans. Another thing that we do each year is a Success Club trip. So last year, Chris and I earned the Success Club trip to Cancun, Mexico. That was an all-inclusive trip that Beachbody sent us on. And of course, this is something that you earn. It's not just given to you. It's all due to how you are helping people and the growth of your business. But we're actually going on a cruise in March and we're headed to Punta Cana next year. So, and those are all the Success Club trips, which is open to everybody in the Beachbody network. And then the most fun thing that I love is the Nashville Coach Summit. And it actually changes every couple of years. This year it's going to be in Nashville again. And you can kind of see my 3 images down here on the bottom. Carla is there on the left. She's another coach on our team. And then Misty there on the right is another coach on our team. Both of these are coaches, but also friends of mine. And then in the very center is a very cool picture, guys. This is 20,000 coaches, 20,000 people, all coaches that lined up downtown Nashville on Main Street, and we worked out with the 5 top trainers in Beachbody. And we worked out for over an hour as a big group, and it was awesome. So that picture of all those little dots, those are actually people. There's about 20,000 of them there. And that's something that they're going to do again this year coming in July. All right, so what can you expect from this team and how are we different? So the biggest thing when I got started is that I wanted to know somebody was going to train me because I'm ready to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know anything about it. I'm scared. What do I do? So that's something that we offer. We do a new coach training academy. It's about a 2-week training session. And right in the middle of that week, we actually do a Zoom call just like this where the coaches are able to ask questions and we get a little more one-on-one time with them. And then at the end of the training, we do a one-on-one call with your sponsor. So if I'm your sponsor, you'll do it with me. If whoever else invited you on this call would be your sponsor, you do it with them. Phase 2 is Coach Training University. That's a 1-week training. It digs in a little bit deeper after you become a new coach. You end up learning a little bit more about it. And then we also have the Superstar Bootcamp Elite Training for the business builders. So when somebody says, you know what, Danielle, I want to run with this. I want to grow a business. This is a training that I will be putting them into. It is hosted by star diamond coaches like myself. And then it is also hosted by Josh, who is our #1 coach in our upline team. And he puts this training together. So it's about a 6-week training. We do general team calls, and then like I mentioned, we're also doing new coach calls during the new coach training. We have a private online coaching group on Facebook where you're able to ask questions, and it's just a spot to go to find out information about what we have going on, upcoming challenge groups, things like that. And then, of course, we have the one-on-one mentorship from your sponsor and the support of their upline. So if I am not your sponsoring coach, you will still get the support of me because I'm considered their upline. So you don't just get them, you also get me too. And the same thing with people who sign up under me. My coach is Brooke, so you don't just get me, but you also get the support of her too. All right, so big question, how do we make money? So we earn a 25% commission from everything that we purchase that's purchased through our coach account. And then we also earn a standard commission from challenge pack sales. So depending on what the cost of the challenge pack is, depends on what your commission is. So the higher the cost, the more the commission. And then something that you really won't get too much into until you start to see growth in your team is some of these other bonuses. A cycle bonus, a matching bonus, and a quarterly star bonus is something that I did not see when I first got started as a coach. And the reason is that I was mainly doing challenge groups. And sometimes we have coaches that say, okay, well, I don't really want to grow a team. I just want to do challenge groups. And that's totally fine. That is, another way that obviously you're going to earn a nice little income too. But when you want to see substantial growth in your income, or you're talking big goals, or you want to leave your career, or you want to cut your hours, building a team is where you're going to start to see some of the bigger bonuses. So when I decided I wanted to become an Emerald coach, that was my first goal. That's where I sign up 2 coaches. And so basically that's kind of your first milestone, and that's where you unlock a bigger compensation plan. And so when I say that, I don't mean, okay, I'm going to sign up 2 people and I'm going to make all this money. That's so not the case. When you're building a team, you're wanting to build a team of people that are doing what you're doing. So they're actively working the business too. It's not just signing up people and then they sign up people and they sign up people and then nobody really does anything. That's not how it works. So you obviously want to, attract people and have people that want to do what you want to do, and they want to be a bigger part of this mission and helping people. And so whenever you do that and they end up running challenge groups and they end up selling challenge packs, then that's created a volume. And from that volume, a percentage of that is what you get for what we like to call a cycle bonus. So that's one of the cool things about this is that, obviously we're invested into our coaches because we want to see them succeed. I want my coaches to succeed as much as I succeed. It's very fulfilling for that to happen, to know that I was able to help them. But, not only is that success great for them, but that success is great for my business too. Because again, I'm a business builder. I'm actively working my business. So whenever, they're profitable, it helps me be profitable too. And that's the amazing thing with Beachbody, is that we work together as a team, because it's almost like we're business partners, and we're helping each other with growth. Okay, so one of the other cool things is, of course, we earn 25% discount on all our products. If you are getting Shakeology each month, this is a huge discount, but it's just a nice discount in general. So that's another great perk about being a coach. And then just to kind of start to wrap it up, guys, is how to create your life by design and set your own work hours and intensity. This has helped me with freedom, travel, community, income, family, less financial stress. And, for me to say that this is going to happen for people overnight, or to say that this is going to happen without much effort, isn't true. And so I want to be very open. If you have big goals and you want to achieve something that can lead to financial freedom or leaving your career, then I want you guys to know nothing worth having ever comes easy. So, one thing that we provide on our team is resources and training. And I can give you all of this, but if you don't implement it and put it into action, then you're not going to automatically see success. But for me, I was coachable, and I implemented it, and I put it into action, and I said, you know what? I want to start working only 3 days a week. I want to be home with my little girl more. And then it made me work harder. And so when I worked harder and I seen results, I thought, you know what? I want to be home only 2 days. And so then I worked harder, and then I was only home 2 days. And so now I'm to the point where financially I can leave my career, and I've opted not to, because I'm still invested into my patients and into my office. But I want you guys to know that if that is your goal, it is totally doable, and it is doable on our team because we have the resources for you. So that's one thing that I just wanted to kind of hit on, is that, yes, you can live your life by design, but it doesn't just happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without putting in any effort. Okay, so, and one thing I want to touch on, guys, before I forget, is challenge groups. Please don't freak out and think that as soon as you join to be a coach, that you have to do a challenge group on your own, because all of our coaches actually join our challenge groups, and they put in their challengers, and we run the groups for them, and they just provide, you guys check in, you provide support and encouragement for them until you're ready to run your own. So I wanted to touch base on that. As I was talking, I was just thinking about that, because that was a big fear of mine, that when I joined as a coach, I was going to have to run a challenge group, and that freaked me out. So that's not the case, guys. We'll ease it into there when you're ready to run your own challenge group. All right, how to get started. So if you made the decision that, yes, this is for you, you have a few options, and kind of want to talk about the best option first. How I actually joined as a coach, and how my husband joined as a coach, was through getting a challenge pack. And so when you sign up as a coach, it's always obviously nice to be able to do one of the fitness programs that makes sense, and to use Shakeology, the product itself. And so when I was talking to my coach, she explained that to me, and I thought, you know what, that makes sense. How am I going to be a coach and I don't own any of the programs? I've never had Shakeology. So I signed up with a challenge pack. By doing that, it actually waived my coach sign-up fee. The coach sign-up fee is $39.95. And it's $39.95. You get nothing. It's just your sign-up fee. So why not get something that you're going to use and have that fee waived? So I always tell people, when they opt to just pay that $39.95, it's kind of like setting a match, to their money. You might as well get something. Also, if you previously bought a challenge pack, just know that there is a reimbursement form we can send to you, and you get that fee reimbursed. But we do often tell coaches, hey, this is a nice opportunity to get a challenge pack one more time, because once you become a coach, you do get that nice 25% discount, but you don't get any of the challenge packs. And it's always nice to try and get something that's on promotion this month. That's typically what a lot of my coaches who sign up do. And then if you're military has no coaching fees, no monthly fees. The monthly fee associated with coaching is $15.95. There's no annual fee. And that $15.95 is what we pay for Beachbody to manage our websites. They handle customer service. They handle packaging and shipping. We don't have a single thing in our house that's Beachbody that we do not personally use. So we do not handle products. Beachbody handles those products for us. So to own your own business, you pay $15.95 a month, and that's very rare. You're ever going to see that in any business opportunity. All right, so in the next 24 hours, things that I want you guys to think about is, what did you like most about this presentation? Does Team Beachbody feel like it's a fit, that it could help you achieve your goals? Which option appeals the most to you, being a coach or being a customer? So one thing, that you're going to be doing is you're going to talk to the person who invited you to this call, and I want you to answer those questions for them. Also answer if I missed or I didn't touch on something, or you have more questions, please ask them. And, they are more than capable to answer your questions. And I'm sure whatever your concern is something that we have an answer for. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. But these are the 3 things that I want you guys to kind of sit and think about. And I'll actually post this slide on our event page. And I know that everybody that I invited to the call, this is something that I'll be messaging you all and asking you just so I can kind of get your feedback and know what your thoughts are. But one thing that I want you guys to think about is, how long will you watch others do what you want to do? And like I said, I sat for 6 months watching my coach. And, she didn't reach out to me and say, hey, Danielle, I have this amazing opportunity. And I didn't reach out to her and say, hey, what is this about? I didn't like her post. I didn't comment her post, not because I was mad or angry or didn't actually like it. I was just watching and thought, what in the world is this? And you know what? I always tell my husband the most disappointing thing, and one of the biggest regrets I have is, why didn't I reach out to her sooner? Or why didn't she ask me? And so that's something that sticks in my head, and that I ask people and I reach out to them and I say, hey, this has changed my life. And I know if you don't know a person, that may seem like something that you're like, is this for real? Or, what is this? So it's kind of nerve-wracking doing that. But I wish somebody would have done that to me, and they didn't. So I sat and I watched somebody for 6 months do what I wanted to do, and stayed at my job working full-time, missing time with my little girl, taking her to the babysitter, having financial stress. And, that could have ended 6 months ago. But I stood in my own way and I said, I'm scared, or I don't really know this is bad. I don't understand it, and I'm not going to reach out to her yet. So I want you guys, to think, how long are you going to watch somebody else? And for us, it's not only changed our life and our family's life, but the people around us. And I don't know if you guys noticed from that first slide, one of the weight loss transformations on there was my husband's Aunt Mary, who she's lost over 100 pounds in the last year, because we said, yes, we want to be a coach. And we said, hey, Mary, this is what we're doing. Do you want to be a part of it? And she said, yes. And by saying, those chain of events, she's lost 100 pounds. Her health is dramatically better. And she's not the only one. We've helped, I have a close friend of mine. She's 23. She lost over 100 pounds. I work with her. She looks totally different. Her confidence shines through, and there's multiple stories that I can sit and tell you of people that's lost a tremendous amount of weight. But just think, if you can be that one person to help somebody else, why? Why would you not want to do that? So I've talked long enough. I'm really sorry. I tried to get through all this information, but does anybody, I'm going to try and unmute everyone. Does anybody have any questions? I got everybody unmuted. No? No questions? Man, I must have told a good story.
Or if you do have any questions, you can always leave those in the event page as well for us.
Yes, and like I said, you can always reach out to your, whoever invited you to this. There's a lot of leaders on this call that, you know, didn't speak tonight, but they're here, they're present, they invited you to the group, and they have a lot of knowledge about Beachbody. And we have a really good story too. So my story is so much different from everybody's story. We all have, you know, we all joined Beachbody for a different reason. But I guess I'll kind of leave it at that. And if you guys do have any questions, post it in the event page or ask whoever invited you to this call.